The morning I found a dead trout flopping in my toilet, I knew the HOA had gone to war. At first, I thought it was a sick prank or a freak mishap. But when my kitchen faucet coughed dust and my livestock trough sat empty, reality hit like a kick. My peppers sagged like they'd been cursed, and the dogs stared at the bird bath like it was a sacred spring. Stumbling outside, boots half-laced, I spotted a crisp envelope taped to my fence post, HOA seal gleaming like a taunt. The cheery font hit a sucker punch. Water access suspended for non-compliance with HOA green space regulations. Thank you for your cooperation. No notice, no hearing, just cut off like I was a trespasser on their land, not the owner of 20 acres my family had tilled since 1957. Fury drove me to the HOA office, dust swirling behind my boots. The place smelled of citrus cleaner and Lorraine Baxter's smug lavender scent. Lorraine, self-styled queen of suburban order, sat behind her desk like she ran the Pentagon. Her yard flaunted a waterfall, a lily pond, and enough water to float a yacht. When I demanded why they cut my water, she smirked like a cat with a canary. Your yard's a mess, and you're under HOA jurisdiction. Rules are rules. I gaped, torn between laughing and roaring, and asked if she'd measured my hedges for compliance with Section 3.4.2. Unfazed, she slid me a pamphlet, Landscaping Unity for a Thriving Community. Back home, the plot thickened. Lorraine had a track record of power plays. Last year, she fined me for my hens clucking before 7 a.m., as if chickens read clocks. Before that, she called my vintage weather vane hostile. But this wasn't a fine, this was sabotage. Cutting a rancher's water was a calculated strike. She wanted my land for her community leisure annex, and figured pain would force me to sell. She didn't bank on my grit, powered by solar panels and sheer spite. I called my buddy Travis, who owed me for towing his Jeep from a mud hole during a '98 storm. Now an off-grid guru, he chuckled at my story. Time to harness the sun and shove it in their faces. That night, in my barn, we sketched a plan on a grain bag, a solar-powered pump, underground irrigation, all legal on my deeded land, untouchable by the HOA. Under moonlight, with beers and a flashlight, we dug trenches, the barn our war room. Pipes slithered under flower beds, hidden from HOA drones. Each wire felt like a middle finger. 2 days later, Lorraine cruised up in her golf cart, clipboard ready, sunglasses comically oversized. Sniffing for rebellion, she asked if I was ready to comply. I handed her a doodled sketch of a bird bath and regulation, bushes labeled for community unity. She nodded, smug, and drove off, clueless that my solar pump would soon tap the aquifer, reviving my troughs and crops. I didn't mention the HOA's leased water rights expiring in 6 weeks or my plan to snag them. Silence was my best weapon. Next morning, I strolled my land, coffee in hand, past brimming troughs and perky vegetables. The solar rig purred, a hidden gem Lorraine's spies couldn't spot. I toasted it, savoring the DeFiancino permits blocked, no HOA prints. They tried to crush me. Instead, they birthed a better system. Across the fence, HOA board members scratched their heads by their wilted community garden, fanning themselves in the heat. I grinned. The game had turned. Travis rolled in with a trailer of gear, dust rising like a battle cry. We set up solar panels in the back pasture, angled for max sun, invisible to drones. Nighttime, trenches hid pipes feeding a 10,000-gallon cisterna for cattle and crops through a drought. The setup was quiet, legal, and a slap to Lorraine's control. While Travis wired panels, I hit the county courthouse, confirming the HOA's water lease was expiring. At the municipal office, I bid for it, flashing my aquifer's reach. The clerk, amused, noted no rival bids. The HOA assumed auto-renewal, but the fine print said otherwise. I signed, pocketed the receipt, and returned to find Travis testing the pump. Water gushed, free of HOA pipes. That night, grilling ribs, I smirked. The air smelled of hickory and victory. Lorraine spies drones, board members, porch gossips would notice soon, but I was ready. 3 days later, she stormed my driveway, heels digging into gravel, demanding to inspect unauthorized construction. I pointed to the pasture, where only cows roamed. Construction in shared spaces needs approval. This isn't shared, I said. She shifted, offering water reinstatement if I hosted the HOA's spring gala. Her nerves showed Lorraine didn't bargain. She commanded. I played along, asking for terms in writing, watching her grin, thinking she'd won. Travis and I hardened the system, masking pipes as farm gear, routing overflow to dummy tanks. My fields flourished, mocking the HOA's dusty plots. Lorraine's gala letter arrived, promising temporary water for cooperation. I tweaked it, adding a clause for full damage compensation, had my lawyer notarize it, and hung it by my grandpa's spurs, both badges of freedom. The gala was a tacky circus, fairy lights, hay bales, watermelon-laden tables. Lorraine insisted on my ranch for harmony-hued sunset shots. SUVs and golf carts clogged my gate. The mayor, shirt untucked, glad-handed like it was campaign season. Lorraine, in a coral tracksuit, paraded him around, preaching community spirit while skipping her water cutoff. By noon, trouble brewed. Portable toilets dried up, garden sprinklers failed, the refreshment tent's sink gurgled. Lorraine blamed timers, but her smart system was Diata vine had choked the HOA's rusty pipe under my easement. Nature's sabotage I'd missed. As guests griped, I offered a tour of my solar pump, playing the folksy rancher. The mayor, keen on eco-cred, followed with a crowd. Behind the barn, I revealed the humming setup, explaining its solar power and independence. All legal, county approved, I said, handing the mayor the inspector's report. Lorraine's face curdled. Questions flew. Could others join? Was it scalable? Lorraine tried to cut in, but the crowd tuned her out. Someone asked about future HOA events. I offered water at market rates, on record. The mayor nodded. Lorraine snapped. This is sabotage. I shrugged. You cut my water. I adapted. The mayor pressed her on the shutoff. She mumbled about landscaping violations, but the crowd drifted, questioning her reign. The gala imploded, soggy pies, sweaty guests, Lorraine's eyeliner running. I shared water with stragglers, even the mayor, who praised my green setup. Lorraine stood alone, pride in tatters. The fallout was swift. Clips of her meltdown spraying herself with iced tea went viral. The HOA's inbox overflowed with complaints. Board members met in secret. Lorraine's gripe about my system backfired. Inspector Vera, a no-frills vet, cleared my setup, but found an illegal PVC line funneling HOA water to Lorraine's lily pond. A state audit uncovered diverted funds, fake invoices, and targeted water cutoffs. The treasurer bailed. 2 board members followed. Lorraine's witch hunt defense flopped. At a public meeting, the mayor read the findings. A resident's jab, "We funded her lily pond," sparked outrage. A petition ousted Lorraine in a rout. I locked in the water lease for a decade, offering neighbors cheap access off the HOA grid. Lorraine sold her house, fleeing to a condo complex. Under a sycamore, I spoke at a town hall. We built freedom, not vengeance. A bonfire crackled, kids toasted marshmallows, and Travis raised a glass to quiet winds. My solar pump hummed, a testament to defiance.